Hello everyone and welcome to the Joystick Football League. I'm Jaff, the commissioner of the JFL. A little backstory on us. I've been doing online football leagues since all the way back in NCAA 2011. I love them. Seriously the most fun I've had playing games. We've come a long way since then, and sadly due to NCAA being discontinued, I had to evolve. So on Madden 16, I revived the league. It looked a lot different back then, and it went through some changes. We've added members, parted ways with some members, but we've always persevered. Now we're stronger than we've ever been, and we are pumped for the 2023 edition of the JFL. You're going to witness some insane games of football in the JFL. We've got electric shootouts. We have defensive slugfests. We've got brother versus brother, cousin versus cousin. Some of the most intense rivalries you can imagine. We've literally had Xbox Live accounts suspended because of how crazy things will get in the league. You'll also notice we're going to be playing the game a little differently than what you're going to see in other things on YouTube, other leagues and stuff like that. We push for the most realistic style of football you could possibly get. You're not going to see cheese-infested, glitch-ridden filth in this league. If you love football and you don't get enough of it, my friend, you found the right place. So without further ado, let's meet the league.
First up, the commissioner and champ. He will teach you one moment and dog cuss you the next. Will this be the year he finally loses? Or will he ride off into the Madden sunset on a 3-year winning streak? Introducing Jaff.
All the great sportsmanship in the game chat, don't let it fool you. Behind the scenes, he is cursing your name, poisoning your water supply, and wishing plagues upon your house. Everyone welcome, Earl.
He's got talent and game to back it up, yet he always finds a way to get in his own way. Weakness, hot chicken. Little Yankee Doodle Dandy wasn't ready for it. Please welcome Deritus.
This man will resort to some questionable tactics, all in the effort of victory. He's the only human on the planet who learned about Metallica through Stranger Things Season 4. Introducing Paul Mason, aka Big If True.
More than capable of entering into the top tier contender category, he's actually the last person to have beaten the league's champ. Also capable of throwing more interceptions than touchdowns in a season, so truly is the double-edged sword of the JFL. Everyone welcome King Trav.
Can easily enter into the upper tier, but his greatest enemies are consistency and clean pockets. He wants the league to fear his alter ego, Backyard Wags. Everybody welcome, Wags.
What's a show without its villain? There's no better villain than Tiki. He will have you in fits of rage, making people think you need an exorcism faster than he will also butcher pronouncing basic last names. Introducing Tiki.
On the cusp of pooping his pants mid-game and also beating anyone in the league, always seems to make that one doi-doi play that loses him games. If he can clean that up, he could easily win a game and make it to the toilet on time. Everyone welcome, Will Billy.
He has the kicking ability of Blair Walsh in clutch moments. Lost more games on kicking than on any other aspect of his game. Easily capable of making the tier jump. Just gotta learn to hit A and then hit A again at the right time. Please welcome G Money.
There's a lot of unknowns surrounding the biggest of trees. It is rumored that he was unbeatable in the past. Will he prove that to be true? Or will he be lost yet again at sea, man? Introducing Big Tree.
He is, literally, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of the Joystick Football League. He will bring you a wedding gift one day and then threaten to shove your headset down your throat for breathing too loudly the next. His game plan is to simply run through a motherfucker face. Everyone meet Jimothy!
Every league needs its elder. Don't let the fact he was front row at Pearl Jam's debut fool you. He's capable of stifling offenses with a defense that hasn't been run since the '85 Bears. This is Baca.
Now, have you ever seen a man lose a game because he opens his door to strangers at 10 p.m.? This man certainly has. Capable of some postseason magic, but has to clean up on some things before we see one of those magical runs again. Introducing Cool Hand Luke.
And last, but most certainly not least, the newest member of the league. Made great strides last year, but has to figure out what color his team wears before he can move up the ranks. Everyone meet Mr. Gallant, aka Dr. Noah. All right, joining me now, we've got league member Earl to my right, my younger brother, and then we've got Drydas joining us from Orlando. Drydas, how's it going down there?
Oh, it's raining right now. A bit of a thunderstorm here in Florida. It's rained about every single day this summer, but I assume that you're doing all right.
You know, we're rocking and rolling. 3 weeks out almost from complete repair of my shoulder, so as good as I can be. We're very excited for Madden 23. It's just around the corner. Very pumped.
Rapidly approaching.
Very, very pumped. So let's we've set the stage. You've met the league members. So let's talk about what makes this league so special, and that is going to be the rivalries. The rivalries are next level. They get heated. Things are said. Texts are exchanged. Hundreds of messages in the group at times. So let's talk about some of our favorite rivalries. We've each picked 2, one that we're involved in, one that we watch from the outside. So we're going to start off. We're going to go to Earl. He's going to do his.
All right. So my 2 favorite rivalries, the one that I'm involved in is me and Will Billy, who's my roommate. So you can imagine the trash talk, like being in the same apartment.
Down the hall.
Like literally just down the hall from each other. Can get, kind of wild sometimes. Just some classic battles. It's usually back and forth, especially when Will plays a clean game, which I'd say he and I play very similarly, and so we kind of know what each other's going to do. We know each other's play style, our tendencies, so it's always a very classic game. My favorite game that I'm not involved in is G-Money versus Cool Hand Luke. They've literally fought each other before.
One over this hit the other one, punched the other one in the face before.
Yeah, it gets rough sometimes, and they always have battles. So it's been great.
They do.
Yeah.
Kicks will be missed.
Yes, a lot of kicks will be missed.
So, Drydas, let's go down to you now. Tell me about the 2 favorite rivalries, one that you're involved in and one you just like to sit back and watch.
Well, I would say the rivalry that I enjoy the most is the one that I'm in with Big If True. Many NFC championships in our last Madden were settled between us two, and I was never the one coming out on top. Early in the year, I would always be the one to come out on top, but that's only because I can win without 17 all-star players on my roster. I'm always better than him in the first year, but
Trash talk.
I always have a good game against him.
That's fair. All right, what about the rivalry you love to just sit back and watch? What is that one for you?
Well, the rivalry that I like to sit back and watch is actually one including Earl, and that's Earl versus Wags. Wags always knows just what it needs to take to beat Earl. Even though I believe Earl is the better player, it's not always the case that he comes out on top. Anytime that Earl plays Wags, I need to tune in. I need to make sure I see who wins that game, because that's going to affect playoffs down the road.
Yeah, and that's the thing with rivalry games. When you're in them, it can go either way. So my 2 favorite, one involving myself, is Jaff versus the entire league. I don't mean this in a braggadocious way, but it's been since November of 2019 that I lost my last game in our Madden League. It's been a while. I've had some scares. I've had some of the complete opposite of scares. But a common theme in this league is I am Yoda and they are my apprentices, and so I will teach them to beat me. I just won't let it happen. So this could be the year with some off-field priorities shifting around. Maybe this is the year that it finally happens. And then my personal favorite to sit back and watch. Madden today, they're pushing for points. NFL today, they're pushing for points. But this game is like a 1980s football game. We're talking Earl versus Baca. Now, it could be a high-scoring game, but the reason it never will be is I feel safe saying 90% to 95% of y'all's games are torrential downpour, hurricane force winds, or a foot of snow.
Yeah,
there is never anything else. It's always that. So kicks are missed, guys are falling. It is just ugly, ugly, ugly. And the final score will be something like 17-13.
Yeah, and part of that is because I usually pick like Washington or Pittsburgh, but it still always happens.
Yes. So, but a dome team this year may lessen that. Yeah. So excited for the rivalries. Now, some rivalries not mentioned that are huge are going to be the Brother Bowls. The Brother Bowls are always fantastic. They're, as we said, someone's been punched in the face before.
Yeah.
And then we have a cousins trio within our league, all with the cousins Kababik, which are G-Money, Cool Hand Luke, and the Big Tree. Those games are always very close, very heated games. So those will be some matchups to keep an eye on. And that will conclude the first episode of the JFL. We thank you for tuning in. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your buddies. Talk about it at the water cooler at work. We will bring you some entertainment. That is a guarantee. There will be beautiful games, there will be ugly games, and everything in between. Make sure to follow us on all the social medias. The link to that will be down below. Subscribe, turn on the bell for alerts, and the next video we're going to be putting out is going to be our draft spectacular. It will be electric. You're talking 14 dudes all in game chat together, trashing each other's picks, getting mad when players get picked before they're ready for them to be picked. It's going to be fun. Till next time, take care.